Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi. He's wearing his Easter bonnet today because tomorrow he has another thing to wear. And we think about Easter bonnets at this time of year because it's Easter tomorrow, as well as rabbits and candy and religious things, and Passover is now. A lot going on. So it's a good time to wear a bonnet. Right, Tristan? So I am still pretty sick, but I managed to get moving this morning and be able to do this. So I'm happy that it was an hour later than normal on a Saturday because I'm just tired and coughing and not well. So today, there's something I wanted to talk about from a couple of weeks ago that is pretty interesting, and I think with my infirmity, I might not do justice to this topic. We might have to do a part 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. But what I want to talk about today is that thing we have every once in a while, and you can make it more often than not if you think about it, is those perfect days when everything goes the way it's supposed to, where you don't have any snags in anything, no traffic, you hit 15 green lights on your way to work, your coworkers are nice, your lunch is like the best thing ever. So I had one of those wonderful days a few weeks ago when I went to the Mayflower Corgi Fun Day. I got up, rested and happy. I had a fun time packing my lunch for the trip and Tristan's snacks and his costumes, and boy, it was like a half an hour before I was supposed to leave and we were ready to go. So we loaded the car and off we went, and I swear there was like no cars on the highway. I put the car on cruise control, sat there going a steady state the whole way. Nobody got in my way. They moved out of the way as I was coming up on them. It was like a river parting everywhere I went down the highway. Always a little nervous about finding this place. Got off the highway, kind of looking at the directions, drove right past it. Circular driveway, next house on the right, turned around, went right back in. Always worried about where I'm going to set up and if I'll have the space to keep my boy here from barking up the other corgis. No problem. Spot right there next to dogs he liked. And then we just had the most wonderful day. We did our little conversations with a corgi there, and we were able to do 2 of the certifications for our trick dog titles, the novice and the intermediate. Tristan was a good boy, no embarrassed moments for mother or Tristan, and that went off without a hitch. And we went into the Corgi Leprechaun costume class, and Tristan was stylish and topping his little hat around and just like really cute, and he goes and wins the group, which I was surprised. I mean, there were some cute costumes, but we really did like our costume. We worked hard on that. So it was perfect. And if that wasn't a perfect enough day, people had brought like my favorite foods for the lunch desserts. And I just met nice people. My friend Courtney, who I've known online for a long time, so happy to meet her, and some other corgis, and had some good conversations with people about harnesses that might lead to a chance to talk to some groups about harnesses for dogs and which ones work and why. No problem loading my car at the end of the day. Out the door, loaded up. Had so much energy, I helped somebody else load up their car. And then on my way home, I decided I should go to the TJ Maxx and the Home Goods because I was already halfway down the highway when I got off of this hour drive, and why not see if they have some corgi things, because anybody out there with a corgi who's been on Corgi Nation or Corgi Spotting or Corgi Item Spotting knows that there is a lot of Easter stuff at these 2 stores with corgis on them. So I swing off the highway. It's now like 4 o'clock, and I know we're going to be having late corgi dinner, but I go into the first store, and one of the things I really wanted were these little bowls with corgis on them. I should have them out here to show you, but they had them. They had one set. And then on the way out, I'm waiting in line, and this lady behind me is reaching over for something, kind of pushes me out of the way. I'm bending down, and there's another whole pile of corgi plates. A miracle. And I had my cart already loaded up with corgi things, and I say thank you to the lady And I was like, do you have anything else you want to drop and see if there's some more Corgi things hiding in this pile? So we're both pawing through the bottom shelf while we're waiting in this like 10-person line for her stuff and mine. Get out, shoot right over through what is usually heavy traffic to the Home Goods, get right in there. All kinds of Corgi stuff there, including the Corgi Easter dolly, which I really wanted, and I didn't want to have to pay somebody to send her because I wasn't sure she was that cute, but now that I have her, I really like her. And she's just like this Corgi head on a body that's got a little dress on and a scarf. Actually not so Eastery, kind of year-round Corgi apparel with the summer dress and the scarf. So I got her, and I got a few other things, and totally thrilled getting the Corgi doll. Oh, and I got a bunch of beach towels. I got a whole lot of the pink beach towels, which people wanted, with Corgis on them. So I was able to send out maybe 5 of the pink ones to people who were desperate for the pink ones. Came home. It's still only like 5:30. I thought I'd be home at 7. Get in the house, feed the dog, feed myself, watch TV, feel rested. It was one of those days where things just go in your favor. And I think really that we can make that happen in our lives. I know when I learned Reiki, somebody said, oh yeah, you just do Reiki when you're going down the street and all the lights will turn green when you need them so that you're on time for your Reiki classes. And I was like, interesting. And in yoga school, somebody said the same thing, that often on their way to yoga class, they were always having trouble. Traffic, everybody in the room, 30 people said, oh my God, I am late for every yoga class I teach and nearly every one I go to. Well, it turned out, as we talked about it outside of the class confines, that part of that was coming from our being in the class before we get there, so we're not present for the journey. And that makes a big difference. When I was going out for my Corgi day, which included Corgi shopping and the Corgi fun day and all kinds of Corgi stuff, I was just in the happy Corgi day all day. Nothing could go wrong because I had a Corgi and I was doing Corgi stuff. And that attitude filtered out into my entire life that day, and things just happened miraculously, one thing after the next. And of course, this gets back to that idea of, that started with Jerry and Esther Hicks and the movie The Secret, of intending what it is that you would like to have happen. And then, of course, that goes to a much bigger level than just, ask and it is given. It is more about feeling that you already have it. There's been lots of research about feeling in your body the way that you'll feel when you have what it is that you're looking for. So I was so focused on that little Corgi doll because the lady that had one to exchange wanted the pink towel. And I was like, good, I'm going to get the Corgi doll because I have the pink towel. And I was like, what if in the last 3 hours somebody else found a pink towel and that Corgi doll is going to this other lady? And I was kind of panicked. But I was like, no, it'll be in my house. It'll look perfect on my mantle. I know what I'll do with it. I'm going to give her a name. I'll really like her. And she's probably expensive to ship because she's sort of big. And I was still feeling that she was mine and that person had promised her and wouldn't have given her away. And in fact, there she was. The first thing I saw when I walked in the store was the Corgi doll sitting right there with about 10 other, one kind of a dog, kind of a hound doll, but just the one Corgi. So I picked her right up and I didn't even put her in my cart. I held her all the way through the store and out because I had already been holding her in my heart and in my life, and so she was there to be with me. So sometimes we have these days where these miracles, just seemingly miracles, happen, and they are miracles. But we can make miracles happen in our daily lives, and certainly our dogs make miracles for us all the time. When I've been feeling sick, I just look at this little thing, and he's so cute. I just feel a wave of happiness when I see him. His little feet, he's a little cute miniature Corgi. His feet are so tiny. When I see his feet, I just smile. Right, Tristan? He says, I'm losing my hat again. But I love Corgis so much. And I love the people that maintain all of these Facebook pages with Corgis, because I love to go and look at the Corgi Smiles page. And I love to look at all the other Corgi pages and just see pictures of Corgis. And even if the Corgis are not doing well, a lot of people post pictures of their Corgis when they're sick. the energy of people rallying to help a sick or in other way infirmed Corgi is just so positive, and we are so unified by our love for these cute little orange dogs, right, Tristan? He's like, oh my God, the cuteness is too much for me. I'm still a coyote in my soul. So I encourage you all to go out into the world and have a perfect day at least once a week, and maybe more often. And if you can't do that, have a perfect hour. There have been many times when some of us might have been almost late for work, and you're just so confident that one thing after the next is going to fall into place and it won't happen, and then you're early. So there's those days, and then there's the other days where you're so sure you'll be late for work and you're thinking about how awful work will be, when in fact you end up being, maybe you get every green light, but you're behind a person going 2 miles an hour all the way there, or there's some huge accident tied up on the highway and you can't go around it and you're stuck. Those days are the days when you really need to shift it and move it into the direction of things will go with ease. And a lot of it has to do with intention. A lot of it has to do with, before you even get out of bed in the morning, having an intention for the day. For me, the first one always is to feel strength and health and joy in my body, because I have had so many things with my body that have not been healthy and joyful that I am grateful for every second where my body is healthy and joyful. And then, of course, my attitude and my intention is to always have a good time with my dog every day and to do something fun with him. So it doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to conquer the world every day, but just find happiness and start your day with an intention to have that in your life. And maybe you too can have a perfect day. Tristan. We've had a lot more perfect days since then. We're going to talk a lot more about this because there's a lot to be said about having a perfect day. And what is a perfect day? So thanks for joining us today. Everybody have a great afternoon. The sun is shining here in New England. We're going to take a walk outside. One of my favorite things to do. And we're having snow on Monday. The winter is just hanging on, but it's okay because we had a lot of springness in February, and this winter stuff doesn't stick around. Tristan? Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for our Easter special.